advocating for people with Parkinson's disease. Hello, I'm Kellye Lynn, and you're watching Comcast Newsmakers. Joining me right now is Robin Elliott. He's president of the Parkinson's Disease Foundation, and we thank you very much for coming in.
My great pleasure.
What is the primary goal of the foundation?
It's to support research. That's its primary goal. And a second and very much related goal is linking the way the science is done of Parkinson's to find out how it starts and to find out how to stop it with the people who live with it. So we inform people of the science, and we inform the science by getting people involved.
How many people live with Parkinson's disease, and what are the challenges in fighting this disease?
It's close to 1 million people in the United States, probably 15, 20 million around the world. The challenges, the best known ones, are challenges of movement, which you see in people's stiffness of movement and slowness of movement, and when they take certain medications and the dyskinesias, or the, as we call them, the sudden writhing movements that they experience. But actually the disease goes much deeper than that. It has elements for many people of mood problems, sometimes depression. It can have cognitive problems attached to it. There are many different ways in which people experience the disease. No two people with Parkinson's experience it quite the same way. But it's a very serious problem. It's a very serious problem to people and their families. And it's part of our job at the Parkinson's Disease Foundation to try and find an end to it as soon as we can.
Much of the research is focusing on what right now?
There's all sorts. It is still the motion piece, what we call the movement disorder piece, is still very much the front and center. But issues of the mental issues and the mood issues are increasingly important, and there are many more drug trials going on now in those areas than there were, for example, 10 years ago.
I know that you are here to discuss the Parkinson's Advocates in Research program known as PAIR.
That's right.
Tell people about it and why this is so significant.
Well, it's an idea that came to us 5 years ago when we were working primarily on making sure that clinical studies had enough patients in them to make them work properly. And we discovered then that it's not just a matter of getting people into trials. It's a matter of making sure you have educated people who can then not only participate in the trials, which is the end product and is the way you get new drugs, but having them advise in other ways, working with support groups to spread the word, working with doctors at the front end at the back end of the process to make sure that the right questions are being asked as the drugs are being conceptualized, working with government. For example, we have people working for the Food and Drug Administration as volunteers, as advisors when Parkinson's drugs come up for review, and all sorts of other ways. We have a little team working with the drug company itself who use our people, our trained advocates, as not just a sounding board for new things, but as advisors on how they might go about the trials, how they might go about evaluating what's most important in a new drug and what should be looked at as most important by the people who are doing this. And so our people are involved in all sorts of ways. We have more than 200 of them trained. We train them through 3-day institutes where they learn everything from the ethics of research to the way in which trials are conducted. And they come out of there just raring to go, and we've got them spread around in all sorts of interesting ways. We've one woman who traverses the state of Michigan talking to support groups with her dog. She has a seeing eye dog who helps her with this, and it's just inspiring to the rest of us to see how people who used to be regarded simply as patients or subjects becoming really actively involved as agents in the development of new medications.
Who are the ideal candidates? How do they get involved?
It's an interesting question you should ask. First of all, they're not doctors or scientists. They're not all very well educated, though many of them are. They're people who have a passion, people who are prepared to give the time, and people who are willing to really put their backs into making this work.
And for more information, just contact the website?
Our website, PDF, it's www.pdf.org.
Robin Elliott, thank you very much.
Pleasure's mine.
And we thank you for watching Comcast Newsmakers. If you'd like more information about other activities happening in your community, just go to Comcast On Demand and then click Get Local. I'm Kellye Lynn. Hope to see you again soon.